When General Buhari took over, things were quite bad.
Then they became worse.
Well, that's your statement.
No, it's not my statement, it's fact.
We went into a recession.
Because he does not know what economic management is and does not have the
But he's
team.
the one who still pulled us out of that recession.
We are not out of recession.
Well, the Statistics Bureau and the federal government have said we are. They said so in 2016.
Do you believe them?
It's not for me to believe them or not. They're the people in a position to tell us.
Well, I am also in a position to tell you, because I can tell you that recession is tied to quality of life. Whatever your authorities tell you, if your quality of life does not improve, then you stand deceived. You stand hoodwinked. Everywhere else in the world, when they are in recession, their living standards fall. When they exit recession, their living standards improve. And I am telling you that the Naira is our life. The Naira is our purchasing power parity. The Naira equips us with the rest of the world. Here comes a government that wipes away 60% of our worth. If you were worth 100, now you are worth 40.
But there's an explanation for that. I was given an explanation.
We don't want explanation.
No, because
we want service.
It had nothing to do with the government.
Yeah.
It had to do with, especially if you're talking about the exchange rate.
Yeah.
It had to do with the value of our foreign exchange reserves, which dropped drastically as at the time General Buhari took over. That coincided with a drop in the prices of oil, which is our main export.
You're giving an answer to yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that.
Let me answer you.
You are disagreeing that we're not out of recession, that when you take the value of the Naira as a point, that could point to that. I'm saying to you that on this seat that you sat, have been previous guests before you to whom I put that precise question. And amongst them have been those who told me that that's directly linked to our foreign reserves. And that as our foreign reserves have improved, as indeed they have, the value of the Naira has appreciated. You will concede, won't you?
I won't concede.
You will
because
concede
I have my points.
The dollars dropped, the Naira dropped to as much as 500 Naira to $1. But it has since peaked and has stabilized around.
Can I answer you?
Yes, please go on. I just said that.
Just hold on.
Background.
Let me tell you. January 2016,
yes,
or thereabouts, President Buhari falls ill and was out of Nigeria for 100 days. Then we had an acting President Yemi Oshibanjo. When President Buhari was flown out, the Naira was at 520. When friends and family were making 200 Naira per dollar, because the difference between the autonomous and the central was then in excess of 200 Naira. Now here's the catch. Acting President Oshibanjo, whom I like to think as somebody who has lots of sense, whom I like to think as somebody who listens to his people, and his people happen to be the ones who pay tuition fees outside of Nigeria, must have hammered it onto him. This cannot go on. If Buhari's people don't care and they don't pay tuition fees outside, ours do, and education is our life. You must go back, and he's a responsive acting president. He changed the formula of how dollars, forex, were allocated. Instead of privileged few relatives and friends, it now went into the system proper. That was responsible for the drop from 520 to 365. Now it has fallen from 365 to about 363, sometimes 360. If you ask me why, it is because of the gale of defection, it is because of, and it is because of Ekiti elections that just held, that so much dollars were pumped out there. Now, mathematically speaking, the price of international price of crude oil when Buhari took over and was complaining, and that because of that, the dollar had to rise. Juxtapose that to the international price of crude oil today, you will find out that the price has nearly tripled. But in relative terms, from 2015 till today, the Naira has fallen 60%. So mathematically, it does not make sense.